This video, I'm going to show you how to snipe um, without using software. So in other words, without using Zeek Analytics. And in this video also, I'll show you how to find different sellers as well. So firstly, before we go into this, just to give you an idea how to identify dropshippers is to look at the feedback. Look at the negative and neutral feedback. So if we select this person's negative, didn't deliver. So essentially what we're looking for is anything that says the buyer got it from somewhere else, or they found that. But I can tell this seller's dropshipper just because look, items supplied by Amazon, third-party seller. People aren't happy about that. Broke GDPR by passing details into Amazon, blah, blah, blah. Again, buy this item from Amazon. This is why you shouldn't dropship from Amazon. People get frustrated when they get an Amazon box, and you're going to ruin your eBay metrics. So although this person's is still pretty good, 99.2, it's just there's too many too many retailers that you can use for this online arbitrage. So items to sell, 818. So if I select that, it will take me to all their pages, and it's already pre-sorted by best match, and you want to leave it as this. So depending on your strategy, but the strategy that I teach is to look for anything over £25. I did start off at £20. I know some dropshippers that use £40, but £25 works fine, and you're more likely to ensure that you have good profit margins. So if you select that, 398 results. So and you would filter for Byte now, but this person doesn't have auction, so you don't need to do that. And yeah, so what you can do, so I'm going to just show you everything. Even if the seller is not a good seller, I'm going to show you all the things that I do when I am sniping manually. But it is a process, and it does take more time. But again, if you're not sure about drop shipping, that kind of thing, I'd suggest doing this until you make cash flow. And as soon as you can invest in Zeek Analytics, as soon as you make the $29, I believe that's the price, I'd say invest your first $30 in Zeek Analytics, because it'll just make working so much faster, and it'll be more productive for your time. So the whole idea is, so we've got 398 results. We're not going to look at all 398 results. That just won't be good for our time. It's not worth doing that unless the seller was magnificent, and even then it just becomes mundane and boring. So the method I teach is this first page of eBay will show you 50. So we want to go down the first page of a seller's best matches, essentially. Don't get me wrong, if you go to let's go to the bottom, there may well be amazing products on page 3 and 4, but it's just not worth our time to go through that process. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be opening up anything that has traction, and by that I just mean eBay displays metrics such as 2 watches, only one left. Only one left means it has sold before. It doesn't necessarily tell you how many times. So anything that has more than 5 watches or has more than 5 sales. That's a general rule of thumb. So, and if it has both, of course, even better. But that's a general rule of thumb. So let's just scroll down. 2 watches, no. Only one left. Again, this could have sold 10 times, 20 times, but eBay's not telling us how many times it's sold. So it's not worth our time to have a look in every product that eBay, because eBay doesn't always tell you. So it's not worth our time to have a look at every single one. So 7 watches, this has traction. Let's open it up. 9 watches has traction. 5, 8 watches, 16 sold. So this told us how many times it's sold. We have a Coca-Cola bin, nope. Okay, and I'm just gonna stop here for now, just to check the products that we have, just to see. So again, so this is sold 5 times. It didn't tell us this when we were looking, it just told us how many watches, but it sold 5 times. When is it sold? So for reference, the day today is the 25th of February 2020. So this sold 4 times in January, which is pretty good, and it sold once so far in February. So generally with sniping, of course, we look for products that have sold at least 3 times in the last 30 days. However, we do list things if it's sold twice or if it has a good amount of watchers, maybe has one sale. If it has momentum or it looks like it has the ability to sell again, then it's something that you should list. So a lot of dropshippers say 4 sales in the last 30 days and they're dead strict on it. You can run your store like that if you want, but I suggest looking for anything. So this is sold. It sold 3 times in January. It sold once in February. It sure does look like it can sell again. Like if you ask me, so that's the question you should ask yourself. Does this look like it could sell again? If this was November 2019 and then a sale in December, it's been far too long. It's not worth it. But this has sold in the last couple of weeks, and before that, it sold many times in the month before. So it's something that I'd still consider listing, and that's the best way I can explain that, guys. So there's no general rule of thumb. Yes, when you're using Zeek, filter for 3 sales, then you can look for things 2 sales. But if it looks like it could sell again, it's worth listing, and you get better at sort of identifying those opportunities the more you do it. So, but yeah. So again, so this is something that we list. We've established that. Why? Because it looks like it can sell again. But first, we want to see how much it is. Sorry, we want to see if there are other competitors on it. And to do that, simply copy the title and paste it in the eBay search bar. And we found 6 results. So 6 results. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in doing so, we've also found 5 more dropshippers. So you can add these dropshippers to your sellers list. It's that easy to find. I'd advise not to add anyone over 10,000 because they're just hard to compete with. I'm just going to add this seller for this demonstration. So copy their name from here, Command C, and I'll just paste it in my in my sellers list. So title this sellers list, always have a sellers list. And the reason that I copied it from this section, just to explain that, is because then it allows you, when you paste it into your Excel, your sheets, it allows you to click that and it takes you directly to their store, which is amazing. So what you want to do here is you want to find the cheapest price. So who's the cheapest? BJ Industries, $31.99, and the most established seller as well. Open the most established seller. So yeah, in fact, I'm not even going to do that. So let's find where they get the product from. Okay, so the way to find where a product is from is to go to the description of the product and right click part of the text and press search. Some sellers do hide it. For example, we have this seller here. He has hidden his product description, but it doesn't matter because there are other people selling the product as well. For example, everything for sale. He's probably going to have a product description. Not really, he doesn't. So let's just try copying this in to see if we can find where it's from. It looks like it could be an Amazon product. Yes, it is indeed. 25.76. Again, I do stay away from Amazon products. Why? Let me say, you can dropship with Amazon, but the reason that I stay away from them is from my own experience. So if you want to use Amazon, it's up to you. But I have found that you're more likely to get zero warnings with Amazon products. And on top of that, if you place too many orders with Amazon, eventually they might just start playing around with your account, locking your account because you're sending to all these different addresses. So that's what they did to me, and it caused me a lot of headache. So with Amazon now, I only list from them if the profit is over £10. The profit of this, of course, is not over £10. So the cheapest is $31.99. So, the cheapest listing is $31.99, and the profit is $25.76. So there's a little bit of profit in that. To see how much, $25.76. Let's use the final fee calculator. $25.76, and the cheapest person selling the product under that title, basic shop, yes. So you get about £2.44 profit from that. It's better than nothing. I'd list this. I wouldn't list this because I don't list from Amazon, but this it's got more than £2 profit. It ticks all the boxes. So yeah. Okay, let's put this on the side. Okay, 4 sold. Let's have a look. Again, it sold 4 times in January. It hasn't sold in February. Has it got competition? How much competition there is should also determine whether you should list something. So this has no competition, 9 watches, sold 4 times in January. It could potentially sell again. Again, it's something that you could list. If it hasn't sold in 30 days, 60 days, delete it. Is this another Amazon product? I'm going to try and avoid Amazon products. Again, yeah, this does look like it is an Amazon product. Another way to find where something might be from is to search for images. So with something like this won't work because you can tell this person has used Canva, added a border, added images to the picture. So if you search this in Google, if you right click image search for Google, nothing will come up because this person has edited the picture. Just to show you an example. Again, you can click the picture. Yeah, again, so it's just taking us to their to their eBay listing here, and it's not helping. But people do not have the time to edit all their pictures, so simply just go to the second picture, right click, search Google for image. Google will do its work, and then you can see if you can find where you get it from. So click this image, eBay, Amazon, Etsy, Amazon. I could just tell it's an Amazon product. So again, I'm gonna swiftly move on from this. This is sold twice. When is it sold? No, I'm not going to list this. It hasn't sold enough. Again, this is sold twice. Nope, it's not selling regularly enough. 16 sold. This is not really selling well. Hasn't sold in a while. But it is something that you could list. It's just something that I'm not going to look into. So this is sold 9 times. When is it sold? Again, it's the 22nd of February. It sold twice in the month of February. And 6 times, 7 times in the month of January. This is definitely something worth looking into. Competition first. And again, let me say, when you're looking at competition, you want to ensure that this number is less than 10. We want less than 10 results, because if it's less than 10, it essentially means there's less competition. If there's too much, if you find that on products where there's more than 10, you'll find that the profit is pretty much driven down to nothing, and people are struggling for scraps. So it is possible to find dropshipped items with less than 10. It just takes more work. And on top of that, you're less likely to be put on people's sellers lists, because look, I could add all these sellers I find here on my sellers list. Top tip, when adding sellers to your sellers list, you should look out for sellers on products that were a good find, or that ticked all your boxes, more than 3 sellers in the last 30 days. Then you should look at the competitors on that. Whatever competitors are on there, those are probably good sellers because they found a good product as well. So if you're happy, if you find a very good sniped product, see what competitors are under their listings, because if you found them, the people that found them also are probably pretty good. So yeah, it has less than 10 results. Great. Who's the cheapest price? I can see 24.80, 22.80. With something like this, you can just tell if someone's selling at 28.80 and someone's selling at 22.80. You can just tell that this person has just destroyed the competition, and that happens over time. The more competitors, so something like this, will I even check? No, I'm not gonna check. I'm gonna add this person to the sellers list as well. So yeah, any sellers you see here, feel free to take them. Okay, so again, continue scrolling down. So this seller looks like he uses a lot of, so again, I'm just opening everything with traction, anything with good metrics. 5 watches, great. 12 sold, great. 11 sold. Let's open that up. 5, 6 watches, keep going. Sometimes you won't find anything from a seller, but sometimes you will. and it's really just a numbers game. You have to take your time with this. Sniping is not easy. It's time consuming. It's mundane. It's monotonous, but um, we are looking for evidence of sales. We are looking for things that have a higher likelihood of selling. So again, you just keep going. So I'm actually gonna go to the end. So anything with traction, nope. I'm not gonna open those up. So then I can close this page. Now I just work page by page. 4 sold. Sold twice in February, twice in January. Let's have a look at the competition. 67.12 pence. No competition, great. Has 5 watches. Good sign. This is ticking a lot of boxes. Product description. Right click, search in Google. 49.99 at Smith's. This is definitely something that we could list. Definitely. So it's 49.99 at Smith's and £67.12. So let's just check that final fee calculator. It's 49.99. Smith's doesn't charge shipping. Oops, £67.12. £67.12. Let's assume you have a basic shop. So he's making some pretty good profit. So we got £9.51 in that product. So this is definitely something that I'd list. So what I'd do is I'd copy the supply page, items to list, delete that. So I'll copy the supply page Smith's, and then I wouldn't copy the product page, and I'll tell you why. The reason I wouldn't copy the product page is that you can't see if that someone else has sniped this person. So I always suggest, and I tell my VAs to copy the title and copy and paste the title into the description, and copy this page, because that way the next time you click the link, if there has been a new competitor or a new listing, it will show up here and it'll show up with their price, and you can then undercut them. So, but I definitely suggest working like this, as in sourcing products first and then listing later. So spend some time sourcing, spend some time listing. So that's found one product, great. Okay, so we got this 12 sold. When is it sold? So remember, when we're opening up these products that have traction, we're not opening them up because we're listing them. We're opening up them to see if the criteria is good enough for us to list it. So this sold like hotcakes throughout January, but hasn't sold in February. Why is that? It might be because of competition. Let's have a look. So there's 8 results. Again, that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Who's the cheapest? 36.49 is the cheapest I can see so far. 34.85, and he's top. So let's click his listing and copy part of the description. Search in Google. Zooplus at 28.99. He's selling it for 34.85. 34.85, and I was in Zooplus at 28.99 roughly. Yeah, so this is something that we could list. It hasn't got great profit, but it's still something that we can list. It's got less than 10 results. You don't want anything too saturated. So again, simply just copy this, paste it. So yeah, and those competitors that we found, like I'd say, only add sellers to the sellers list of products that are successful with listing. So for example, we decided that this was going to go on our store. It was good enough. So any sellers under this listing, I don't think there's any competition on this one, but you understand the general notion. If there were sellers here, these are the sellers that I'd add to the sellers list, not just random, because there's too many sellers who are not good. So we need to, and we want to ensure that we have quality sellers on our sellers list. Okay, again, so this is sold 11 times, and this is something that's doing very well. It's sold in January many times, and it's still selling in February. Definitely can sell again. What's the competition like? 4 results, that's amazing. Who's the cheapest? We have the cheapest here at 31.36. Again, this is something. Let's have a look to see if it's so it's copy description, right click, search in Google. This is an Amazon product, $24.99. So there's probably going to be a bit of profit in there. Again, I avoid Amazon listings, but it's up to you. It's at your own discretion if you want to list that. As you can see, it's profitable. This is just estimated profit, but yeah, this is something that's profitable. Again, you can just copy that, and this is what I was speaking about earlier. So we found that this is an okay product to list on our store if you want to use Amazon. So these sellers who are here, these sellers are worth adding to our list because they found successful products. We want people with successful products. Okay, so close that. And yeah, so that's the process that I use to check to see if something is worth listing. So we just carry on with all those listings to see, and you just keep going and keep filling up the page, and eventually you get quicker, you get smarter, you find more effective ways of doing things. And another thing I want to show you as well is so if you go on the items for sale, let's just filter for over 27. So the pre-sort is best match, but you can have a look at their newly listed products here. Let's just close these tabs. So the date is the 22nd of February. This seller hasn't listed since the 5th of February. So you can tell they're not too active on their store. However, this can be used as a strategy. Sometimes if you have a look at what sellers are newly listing, their snipes, you can get in early of good snipe listings. So I snipe new listings all the time, especially when I know they're snipers, because I know their new listings are going to be snipe listings. So you can kind of just steal their listings. So I definitely recommend this. So let's have a look. So if I click this, if you want to see whether it's a snipe listing, just copy the title, paste it in the search bar. And it is a snipe listing, see? So again, more sellers here if you like, but then we'll see if that's possible to, if that's a good list. I can't see any metrics here, so I don't even know if it would be a good list, but if you can see metrics, and if there are other sellers on the product, it's usually an indicator that it is profitable and it is something that's selling. Otherwise, people, or I hope at least, people just randomly list something that is never sold. But yeah, so that's an idea. So let's close that. And another thing you could do is you can filter for their sold listings by clicking this. So this will show you what has sold. So this sold, today is the 25th. So this sold yesterday, day before. And then you can also scroll down these listings as well to see, is it the first time it's sold? Is it, you know, have a look. And then you can open them and see whether you can list it as well. So yeah, that's it for this video. So that's showed you how you can snipe without using software.